Let's talk about money. Let's talk about money, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about how we homeschool and make money at the same time. Let's talk about money. A little bit, a little bit. And you hear that grunting? Okay, so today we're talking about making money from home while homeschooling. And I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents about this entire topic, as well as things that I've heard and people's other opinions and things that have been said to me personally, so that I can share my experience with you all and kind of give you the insider's opinion now that I'm on the other side of the fence. So if you don't know me already, my name is Lauren. I used to be an elementary teacher. So I taught kindergarten and 2nd grade, and then I was a reading specialist. I then jumped into supporting teachers and people wanting to become teachers. And now I'm on the other side of things as a homeschooling mom, and I'm giving information to other people wanting to join that tribe as well. So today we're talking about how to make money from home while homeschooling. And with everything that 2020 brought, this is a big topic that I wish there were more resources for when I was starting this journey. Now, I knew I was going to be homeschooling my son, but because of the fun that coronavirus was, that train left a few months early. So I started this journey a little earlier than I expected to, and navigating those waters was much different than running a classroom. And so I want to give the perspective of the mommy side of things, but also throw in my teaching brain. And the big kicker is having income while you are staying home to educate your children. Before I talk about this and give you a few of the ways my family has navigated this side of homeschooling, I want to first talk about all of the opinions and ideas and input that you are going to get from everyone else. It's gonna happen. Everyone has an opinion. If we didn't have an opinion and people didn't feel the need to comment on it, we wouldn't have social media, let's be honest. So the first thing that I want to talk about is your schedule. So I want you to think about what you perceive as being the norm for work, and then erase it, because that is truly going to be the way that you get over the hump of feeling like you have to have a 9-to-5 job. And because school usually happens in that time, traditional school usually happens in that time, that you can't do both. And that was something that I kind of struggled in my mind with. Like I said, I was a teacher, so I knew what the traditional time frame was. Both of my parents worked when I was younger, so I knew that that was not something that is commonly talked about or an avenue that a lot of people go down. So in my mind, I was like, no, there's probably no way. We're either going to have to give up some of our income in order to make this a reality, or we're gonna have to save, or we're gonna have to XYZ so that we can make this something that's realistic for our family. And that wasn't the case. So I want to share how my mindset has had to change, and yours probably will too, especially with other people having such a traditional mindset about the 9-to-5 and traditional school, yada, yada, yada. You have to go into things and know that the conversation's gonna come up, but what you choose is ultimately best for you and for your family, and that's what's most important. Your learners' needs have to come first, and if that looks like home education for you guys, then that's perfectly fine, because that's your business, that's your choice, and it's okay if you go down that road, even if it's not the norm or as traditional as what everyone else is used to. Okay, so going along with that, you are creating a new norm for yourself and for your family. So having a traditional schedule is not going to be everyone else's traditional schedule. You have the freedom to make that up as you go. My heater just kicked on, so I'm sorry that it's a little loud. Actually, let me just turn it off. Oh, lots of people are out there passing some stuff out, I guess. Okay, so creating your own schedule, that can look like whatever you want it to. I have a lot of videos talking about how we navigate and create our own homeschooling schedules and routines, and how you can kind of do that too, so be sure to check those out. Some of the ways that you can make money and generate income for your family while homeschooling I am first going to just scream out social media, because that is a huge way that this is possible. Not only am I sitting right here making YouTube videos for you, but I personally write blog posts and create digital products. That is something that anyone could do. I had no knowledge of that aside from making worksheets and resources for teachers and students whenever I was in the school setting. So it's not like I went to school for any of that, but I figured it out. YouTube has a wealth of information for anything that you are needing more details on or tutorials for, and that's also something else that we're going to talk about too, that can generate income for you. Going down that rabbit hole, let's talk about being creative, or if you have any kind of creative inkling in your body. I know that there are things that you enjoy doing that other people would enjoy watching you or learning from you. And like I said, not only have I gone down that path myself, and I know that it is something that's profitable and can bring income for you while you're homeschooling, but it's also so fun. I enjoy getting to talk about the things that are, my passion, and so really it doesn't feel like a job. And isn't that the goal that everyone has as far as having a career that fulfills you and really is just right up your alley? You have full control over your schedule, over your content, and yes, that's like a double-edged sword, but if you commit to it and you are really going into it with the mindset that that can be your job, it will reward you in that way as well. So selling any crafts or anything like that, making YouTube videos, blogging, creating tutorials. The next thing I'm going to talk about is if you are a people person. Now, I know that this is not everyone. I am definitely the talker in my household, aside from my 5-year-old, but I mean, who has he learned it from? My husband is definitely not the same unless he has a really personal relationship with someone. You are a people person and you love making connections with and talking to people. There are lots of different jobs that you can do from your house, or of course, like I said, on social media platforms, like as a freelancer. So some of these ideas would include being a social media manager for someone. Yes, that is a thing. If you've never heard of that before, please go look it up, because it's super cool, especially if posting is something you enjoy already. How neat would that be to connect with someone and then, influence and encourage their audience for their products or anything like that because of what you've posted on their social media. Another idea that kind of crosses both of those is YouTube and blogging once again. Now, I bring those up because you can be a blogger for a number of things, as far as your topic goes, so your niche. Whatever you decide is right up your alley, whatever is your jam, make it your jam. I cannot even get into how many different avenues you can open just from blogging and, being in the YouTube world, the connections that you can make and sparks that will begin to go off in your mind about whatever you're passionate about, whatever your topic is. It really is something that you could dig deep into, and before you know it, have a business idea. And how awesome would that be? You started homeschooling and now you earn enough to, sustain your family for the next few years if you wanted to, or even, build a business behind a brand. How awesome would that be? Along with that would be a virtual assistant, taking care of emails and setting appointments and follow-ups. My cat is being naughty. There are a number of sites that I will be listing below that you can dig into the virtual assistant realm and see what speaks to you. If you are wanting to go down a more traditional route, there are a number of remote options. I know for a fact that there are lots of people looking for bookkeepers, not only because it's right around tax season and things like that are going to be coming up, but also because there are a number of people who have mom and pop shops or are just starting a business and they're looking for someone to kind of go more the technological route with them and walk them through things and make sure that everything is taken care of with their finances. This is something that if you don't already have the skills to do, you could learn easily, especially if you are someone who has a great time with numbers. I'm not that kind of person, but if that's you, that would be awesome, an awesome opportunity for you to take. And then of course, another one going down the more traditional and remote route would be customer service. I know there are a number of telephone customer service jobs as well as email and chat opportunities. Those are all things that have varying hours. So from part-time to full-time, but within your day. Those would be jobs that have the flexibility for you to decide what works best as far as plugging in home education around your job or jobs if that's the route that you choose to go. When all said and done, there are a number of different opportunities that you could look into to make homeschooling and working from home a reality for you. I know that it's hard to break the ideas and mental barriers that we've set for ourselves because of what we deem as normal and acceptable from people. But at the same time, like I was saying, the most important thing for you to consider is what's best for your child or your children and what's best for your family and not the opinion of others. And although that's tough, it's definitely worth it, speaking from experience. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I'll know that you would enjoy more content like this. And I'll see you next time. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started and hope that this is like a really good angle and just act like we know what we're doing.